This episode is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Business owners, meet Progressive Insurance. They make it easy to get discounts on commercial auto insurance and find coverages to grow with your business. Quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
The NFL trade deadline is less than 48 hours away, and the Eagles are already wheeling and dealing. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinpole Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stifel. You can also find me on the STT Sports Network, hosting Trending in the AM Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. live, 90 minutes of sports talk. Make sure you check out Monday's episode. I got linked below. Bring your thoughts and opinions on everything I talk about here and more from the Philadelphia sports over the weekend to that show, guys. Greatly appreciate it, and please subscribe to that channel as well. Guys, it's trade deadline week. Tuesday, 4 p.m. is the NFL trade deadline. And over the weekend, the Eagles and Howie Roseman made another move for a cornerback to continue to add depth to the secondary. The Eagles traded for Ravens cornerback Jaire Alexander. Here's the details of the deal. Alexander and a 2027 seventh-round pick came to the Eagles, and we gave up our 2026 sixth-round pick. So we're basically flopping picks there for Jaire Alexander. Look, Jaire Alexander is a 28-year-old, two-time All-Pro player, but definitely not the player that we know from 2020, 21, 22, not the former guy. He did work with Christian Parker, the Eagles defensive defensive backs coach in the past. But this year, Jaire Alexander has not been good. He's been unhealthy a majority of the season. He's only played in 2 games for the Ravens, and in those 2 games was not very good. Gave up a quarterback passer rating of 118.8 when targeted. He missed a tackle. He's had some penalties, giving up 116 yards on 5 catches, basically all 5 targets thrown his way. So not the player he once was. But you couple Jaire Alexander with the earlier trade of Michael Carter for minimal assets. This has Howie Roseman trying to address the depth issue in the secondary and hope for some cheap, low-risk, high-reward moves that maybe pay off down the line. It's not like we're trading a 3rd or 2nd or 4th-round pick for Alexander or Carter or any of these guys. These are guys to improve because, let's be honest, outside of Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell, our secondary's been pretty bad. Mac McWilliams, 5th-round pick, hasn't, earned his way on the field. Jacorian Bennett still's barely stepped on the field. Maybe we see him this upcoming week against the Packers. But, outside of that, Dory Jackson's been serviceable at best, but he's injured. We don't know when he is going to be back. And Keely Ringo, what's there to say about Keely Ringo that we haven't already said? Perry Nickerson, none of these other guys really stepped up. So this is another move to add depth. I still fully expect when we take the field against the Packers that you will see the Eagles throw out there Jacorian Bennett next year. Alexander and Michael Carter will not be starting or playing significant snaps early in their tenure with the Eagles. We'll see as it goes down the line, but this is a depth move. This is a low-risk, high-reward move. With this move, there are still 2 open roster spots on the Eagles defense because they placed Marcus Epps and Azeez Ojulari on IR, so you're going to be without those 2 guys for the next 4 weeks at a minimum. Ojulari, it is what it is. Marcus Epps hasn't done much but special teams since he rejoined the Eagles earlier this season. But you still have 2 roster spots open. But you have Brandon Graham, who will be back next week. You got Nolan Smith, who is eligible to be back next week and expected to be back. Jacorian Bennett is expected to be back. So there's still going to be at least 1 more player cut. I've got the top 3 names on my list here that could get cut, and that's A.J. Dillon, who has fallen out of favor to Tank Bigsby, and Will Shipley. Keely Ringo, the Eagles may try to trade him to a team for a 7th-round pick or something like that, or a Dory Jackson, because Jaire Alexander doesn't play special teams. Neither does Dory Jackson. So maybe that is where they free up a roster spot right there. But that is what you're looking at with this Eagles team. And Howie Roseman's not done. Tuesday, 4 p.m. is the deadline. They will definitely be in play for an edge rusher, whether it's Bradley Phillips, Jermaine Johnson. Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins seems to be the most likely and strongest candidate. Has a great relationship with Vic Fangio and knows his system very well from their time together in Miami. Don't rule out Trey Hendrickson. reports on Sunday. A lot of the media sites, a lot of the pregame and halftime shows talked about how the Bengals are back in on listening to offers for Trey Hendrickson. So with only 8-9 weeks left in the season, you might be able to get Trey Hendrickson a little cheaper than originally thought. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. But I would be very shocked if Howie Roseman does not add at least one more edge rusher. But again, adding another player and all these guys coming back, there are going to be some guys cut. I'm not sure who it's going to be. I would think A.J. Dillon will be that top guy to go. And maybe Keely Ringo, if he does not get traded, will be good to gone. Sunday in the NFL was crazy. There were a lot of crazy games. Obviously, that Bengals-Bears game, insane, 47-42. I don't know where that came from. And almost 500 yards from an old Joe Flacco thrown there in that game. But two big things happened in the NFL on Sunday, and that was our Monday Night Football opponents for next week. The Green Bay Packers lost to the Carolina Panthers. Jordan Love looked fantastic in that game. And the Lions lost to the Vikings on Sunday. The Eagles right now, as you're listening to this, are in first place in the NFC, the conference, not just the division, the conference. So that's a big, big deal right there. And the Eagles should be all in at this trade deadline with another opportunity in front of them to make a deep run to the Super Bowl and maybe repeat as champions. I mean, think about it this way. There's a lot of parity in the NFL. We've got 3 very difficult games coming up with the Packers, the Lions, and then the Cowboys. If we can get through that stretch of 2-1 and add somebody like a Jalen Phillips or Trey Hendrickson, maybe, who's going to stop this team come playoff time? There are very few weaknesses on this team if this team stays healthy outside of that edge rush and cornerback too, but we're working on that. It's going to be a very, very interesting, couple days to start this week and then next couple weeks as we get into the guts of this season, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Make sure you're following everybody on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network and make sure you subscribe to the STT Sports Network and tune into Training the AM live at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, guys. Everybody have a great day. Go Birds and bubbles up.